Hi, welcome back to another episode of Hailey Knits a Bit. As the name suggests, my name is Hailey, and I'm coming to you from Tennessee, where I live with my dogs, my cat, and my fiance. And it's been a long time. I believe this is episode 3, and it's been a really long time since I have been on here. I've wanted to post, it just hasn't worked out, hasn't uploaded, whatever the case may be. A lot of excuses, but not really any good excuses, so I did lose my knitting mojo for a hot minute there, but I believe it is back and better than ever. So we'll just hop right into it. I guess I'll kind of just do the average, podcast sort of, where I just kind of go with finished objects, works in progress, and acquisitions, and then whatever else I can come up with. But like I said, a lot to show you, a lot to say. So last thing we have talked about was the first finished object, which you saw last. I was about done, but I wasn't quite there yet. I completely finished it on March 12th, so it's been a really long time. That is my 5th finished object for this year so far. That is including dishcloths, but I only knit like 2 dishcloths, so if that counts for anything. But this is the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. I knit in size 3 with the recommended needle that it called for, and I used Explorer Knits and Fibers, or Fibers and Knits. Can never remember which, never fails that I can remember, but it is, yes, so her Ireland 2.0, the Cashmere Caverns sock base, and my Guinness, which is the dark color, and then Killarney National Park, which is the lovely variegated color here. And yeah, like I said, I finished this on March 12th. I only did 9 inches from the underarm to where I began the ribbing, which I believe is less than what the pattern called for. I also did not do the patterned body, and I did not do the cuffs as long as, the ribbing for the cuffs as long as what it called for, I believe. And yeah, that is my sweater. I did finish it at the tail end of it being cold enough to actually wear it here. And I only wore it maybe 3 times. And you can see it's kind of peely. I haven't peeled it yet. De-peeled, is that the proper term? Haven't de-peeled it yet, but it's kind of holding up okay. I mean, for the most part, I think it's just the cashmere that does that, right? That's kind of my understanding of it. Or just the superwash merino wool in general. That causes it to peel if you don't have mohair or a suri or something, I guess. I don't know exactly how that works, but that was sort of my understanding. But I really like how this turned out. And I'll stop saying but, I promise. Yeah, so like how this turned out. I do believe that I might have done my yarn overs backwards. I don't know how that is. Well, actually I do, because clockwise and counterclockwise really gets confused in my mind. In my mind, it sees it the same way. Even though I know it's different. I know one is literally how a clock goes, and then one's going the opposite way of a clock. I understand that concept, but for some reason it still gets me every time. And I think that's the only thing I really did wrong, other than I think, make the yoke too long, because it kind of bunches up. I don't know if this is because it's a circular yoke, and that's the first time I've done a circular yoke, and that's why it kind of bunches up when I wear it. But the pattern says that you're supposed to finish the yoke and then knit until you get to a certain part of your bust. And I read a lot of not patterns, but project pages on Ravelry that said they like after they finished the yoke, because their yoke is really long too, like the color work portion and stuff, that they just went straight into splitting for the sleeves. And I didn't do that. I believe I knit like a row or two before I actually split for the sleeves, or a few rows. I don't really remember what I did exactly, but that's okay because I like how this turned out. This was my first, well, actually it's my second, but the spring swirl, I knit it with a Chick That Knits yarn that I found off of Etsy, and it was in this like green chartreuse color. It was a bit lighter than this, but I knit it, but I knit the body way too short because I was ready to be like have a completed object, but it's too cropped. Like even with my high-waisted pants, it still comes like half an inch, a quarter of an inch, enough to make me uncomfortable to wear it. So I need to like rip it out sometime and just redo it. I just haven't got around to doing that because that feels like a lot of work, but I would love to actually wear a finished project that I have than not to ever wear it. And I have literally almost a whole skein that I don't know what I'm going to do with, because I really don't knit with DK weight too much unless I have like a project in mind for it, and that's just a random skein, so I don't like have something I could put it in. I mean, I guess I could make like a sock, or I could use it in a hat, but I don't think I'd have enough for a hat, so hard to say. But yes, finished object number 1 that you've seen. Finished object number 2, which is the 6 for this year, how impressive am I, is the Beaufort 5 by Isabell Kraemer. I have done a lot of progress on this since the last time you saw it, because last time I literally had a sleeve completed and just a little bit after, like not much at all. I think I played it a little bit after the back portion. And this line that you can see right here, you can't see this in person, so don't be alarmed. But this is also in the size 3. This is with Knit Picks Wool of Andy Sportway and Camel Heather. I originally bought this yarn to make the Beneath the Waves vest. I don't remember the designer's name, but I didn't like how it turned out, so ripped it out and found a pattern I had enough yarn for without buying more, and it was this one. So I really like how it turned out. I love Isabell Kraemer's patterns. I've only done the Erie in this one, but she writes like, it's just easy to follow her writing. I don't know what's happening because I'm a fairly new knitter. I mean, I've been knitting for maybe 3 years now, because I'm like one of those pandemic knitters. So yeah, about 3 years, but I'm like, so I haven't really branched out too far, different constructions. So this is like my first cardigan I've done, and yeah, I like this is like a set-in sleeve, I guess, or a drop shoulder, I don't really know, but I like how it looks. I love the patterning. I really like Knit Picks yarn. I haven't washed it yet, and I'm hoping that with washing it, it'll make it just a little bit longer. I'm hoping it grows just a little bit. I know non-superwash wool really doesn't grow, but a girl can hope, because I used all the yarn I could. And yeah, so I really like how this turned out. I finished it the end of May, so a little bit ago I finished it. I keep looking back because I feel like I hear somebody, but I don't hear nobody. And I've only worn it a few times because end of May, way too hot to wear this, and it's only got a little bit of peelies, so not too bad. And yeah, I really love this cardigan. I can't wait till it actually gets cold where I can wear it and for me to actually wash it, but I don't think I'm gonna wash it. Well, I mean, I will eventually. I probably can go ahead and do it, but I just don't feel like it. I did buy myself a handheld steamer not too long ago, so I'm gonna want to, well, I do want to try that out because that's why I bought it. It's literally still sitting in the Amazon box, so need to get on that. But I am looking forward to knitting another Isabell Kraemer pattern because I really do like her patterns. Oh yeah, modification I did. So only modification I've done is when you are binding off, tells you to leave a single stitch so you can do an applied I-cord binding, like an applied I-cord edge, I think. I don't know. But anyway, so you're supposed to do all of this around the neck, and then the other side. Was impatient. I was like, I don't know if I have enough yarn to do this anyways, and I don't want to go through that like right now. I just didn't feel like trying to mess with figuring out an I-cord edging. So I was ready to have this done because I started this probably in like November. It's a safe bet. November. So anyways, the only modification I did is instead of doing the I-cord edging everywhere, I did think it looked a little unpolished. Not on the sides of the like edging here, but on the neckband. So you can see where I picked up and just bound off. And I thought that looked a lot better. I should have done all of the other side too. I don't know if it paused it because my battery is low. But anyways, don't know why I didn't do the other side, but you can't tell. It's literally gonna be on my neck and my hair will be covering it, so you won't be able to tell. Anyways, that it doesn't have an I-cord edging. And yeah, so into May, what's that one? Sorry if that annoyed you, but it is what it is. I have also finished since last time. This is Spread the Joy dishcloth. That was my 7th object I finished, which was on June 18th with my Yarnbee. I love this cotton in the color pewter. I would show you the dishcloth, but it is currently dirty, so I can't. But it's just a crochet pattern. I believe it's a free one, and it was super easy to whip up, like super easy stitches. I think it was only single and double crochets and chains. Like, it was pretty basic, and I'm not a big crocheter, so I just wanted something like fast and easy and a little bit different than knitting. So I just whipped that out because when I first started knitting, it was about the time of the clearance yarn, like at Hobby Lobby, and I always knew it was going to be practical to make dishcloths and socks, so I bought a lot of cotton and sock yarn. And so I'm just kind of working through my stash because I haven't bought like cotton yarn in a long time. But that is a finished object. That counts. My other finished object is Daryl's socks. It's been a long time. I was originally planning to make him socks like back in December, but he wanted a hat instead, and he just didn't see the use or really wanted a sock at the time. So it worked out, but I finished this sock, and I just bought these sock blockers off of Amazon the other day, and this is just a size medium, so it doesn't even really fit his sock, but I'm gonna use it anyways because it does help. This yarn is really cool. It is also a Yarnbee yarn. I believe it's color Idol, which is 50% merino, 30% nylon, and 20% acrylic. What a weird mix up. I believe I wrote that down wrong, right? If not, it's color Idol, not color Idol, but the color Idol is the yarn base, and you can just look it up if you want to double check that. But this is Lapis Stone is the colorway, and I think it made a cool pattern. But this is the vanilla sock pattern by Kay the Crazy Sock Lady. 72 stitches, and what did I do? Well, for his sock, I figured out like where he told me kind of where he wanted his sock at. So I made a note for how long to knit the sock, including the gusset, like the slip stitch gusset. kind of guessed at that because I knew his size was going to be a little bit longer than mine. And knit, I believe, 8.5 inches before I started the toe. And I just did the toe that Kay says in the pattern. And I just did a long tail cast on for this. But I hope it fits. I think it will because he was able to fit his foot in my sock. And he wears 11.5, 12 in men's. It just varies. So, and he's got like really wide feet. Like his feet are really wide. So if he was able to actually put my sock on, he will definitely fit in these because it's a lot bigger than mine. I'll have to show you a comparison in a minute of my sock compared to his. But I finished these on July 10th. Well, both of them I finished. I only just bought one over here, but I like how it turned out. I think it turned out to be a really nice sock. And I only had like 2 or 3 grams left of this yarn. So I really worked it out pretty fantastically. I believe one sock weighs 48 grams, according to my scale. My scale may be like way off. Because I believe the skeins of the Color Idol are 100 gram, but they might be 50. So this might be like 28 grams or something like that. I don't know. But I had just enough to knit both socks. So it was a pretty successful run. And I believe this is my last, finished object. So I've knit 8. I do have a half finished object if I can find it. Literally, my stuff is a mess. If you could see it, I literally just have stuff piled everywhere. And that's okay. So, yes, half finished object, which is the Rhinebeck Roomies sock pattern by Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. This is 64 stitches with Living Dreams yarn, which you can find on Amazon. And the yarn base name is Galileo, which is the 80/20 merino and superwash merino nylon. And then the color is Meteor Showers. And it is, it's not actually dirty. I did throw this in the washer and dryer already because he stretched it out. It wasn't even done yet because I hadn't woven in my ends yet, as you can see, that are hanging out. But I really like the sock pattern. I did mess up and didn't knit the pattern like right on the crease of the sock, but it's okay. You can't even tell. But it's funny. So here's his sock. You want to be able to even see my sock because his is longer. Yeah, his is longer and obviously wider. So hopefully he can fit his. Well, he can fit his sock, but I don't know how he managed to fit my sock on his foot, but he really stretched out. Luckily, the washer and dryer shrunk it up, but I'm not gonna put my socks back in the washer or dryer again. I'm gonna try to change it with the washer sometimes just because it's a lot to do a hand batch of water and I don't feel like I actually get it clean. So this will brave the wash, but the dryer, no. That's why I got the sock blockers. Plus I wanted to be able to have a handy way to show you the sock. And so with Kay's, I think her leg and stuff is really long. I don't like mine to be that long. So I knit the half the amount of the cuff and half the amount of the leg before I move on to the foot. 64 stitches. I wear a US 7.5, and I don't remember how long. I believe it's like 60. No, this is even shorter because US 1.5 is the needle size I did. So I used to do as US 2 and I realized my stitches were too gapey with the US 2. So I bumped it down to a US 1.5 and I like my sock way better and been knitting more socks, just haven't finished any yet. That's a half finished object. And then we're just on to whips now. And I believe like from here on out, those I believe are new. from the last time that we talked. So everything else is new. When I guess I'll show you this first. So this is living in my Wandering Flock just drawstring bag that I got when I bought the Ripple Halter like set. But I really like Chagu 9-inch circular needles. That's what I knit the socks on. But yeah, so while I lost all motivation to knit and just was in a funk, I picked up this blanket, and it's the Excavation Blanket. It's a free pattern. I don't remember the designer name, but it's on my Lantern Moon needles. These needles are pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of wooden needles because they break, and I'm paranoid about them breaking because I've already had one of these break because I put it in the bag incorrectly. But yeah, so really like it. This also has my Forest Charm. I think I got it right this time. By Maria, like the little cat stitch marker. So yeah, she runs that Etsy shop, and I really like her stuff. So I have purchased quite a few for things. But yes, I really like this blanket so far. I only got 1 month of row 1 minis, and it was Pearls Before Wine, and I had no clue what I was going to do with it. So this sat in my stash forever, but I finally used it, and I'm happy to start going through my stash because I buy a lot of yarn. So I need to like kind of even it out just a little bit and use some of the yarn I have, and then also buy new yarn. Because today I was really bad. Well, I wasn't really bad, but actually I'll save that till the acquisitions part or just talk. But anyway, so Pearls Before Wine, and I almost used all of my minis that I have from her. I have a few left in here. I found this one hiding the other day. This is the color Storm. But I have just a few. And then for some reason I have just a scrap in here already. But yeah, just a few different ones that I haven't used yet. And I need to pick this back up again because it's really fun to knit, and it's really nice to have like a blanket. It is very light, of course, but yeah, really like this. It really helped me getting my knitting mojo back because I was just in a funk. Like, I wanted to knit, but nothing made me happy to knit, and that blanket really helped. So quite a few other people were knitting this blanket also, so it inspired me to pick it up. I believe High Fiber Knits did it, and Knits by Mandy made a rendition, but her rendition she posted not too long ago. I started this like back in April, probably, yeah, and I haven't really picked it up since then. I'm just kind of like in a stage where I don't want to use my scraps on it yet, because I don't know if I want to knit socks with it. So it's like a conundrum because it's like, I want to knit socks, but do I put it in my blanket? But do I have enough for the row to finish it? But I can just weave in the ends now because I figured out how to do that. And it's really easy. I don't know why I thought I didn't know how to, but that's whatever. Okay. Show you another exciting whip, because like from kind of sort of here on out after this whip, everything is like very underwhelming because I'll just have to tell you about it. It's been a whole whirlwind, and I got really up close and personal with you, so I do apologize about that, but I had to grab my bag. So I really need to write down what bag pattern this is, but I sewed this one with this cute fabric. I'm obsessed. I love it. I believe it's from Hobby Lobby. I don't know though, because my friend gave it to me when he was getting rid of his fabrics. So, and then this is like duck canvas from Walmart, and just a mustard color. I thought it went well with the sunflowers. But yeah, so that's where this is living. And it is knit. This is the size 3 season sweater by Ozetta. I believe I did mention that I wanted to start this soon, and I did start it. and have been working on it since. But yeah, Ennis Moore, Explore Knits and Fibers, or Fibers and Knits, don't know which. Carlsbad Worsted in the Surrey, Ennis Moore, Explore, like the Ireland 2.0 collection. And I bought this yarn specifically for this project. So I am just cruising along, very much so. My straps always want to fall. Can never fails. Need to tie them, but who has time for that? So yeah, I've made a lot of progress. I have knit it, I have ripped it out quite a few times, but it's still standing, and I still have made an oopsie on it, but I'll show you in a second. Yeah, folded it over, neckband, love it. First time to do fisherman's rib, half fisherman's rib. And I really like it too, but it does take a super long time to see progress. So that's kind of frustrating, but it's okay. But yeah, I really love it. It's so soft and it's quite delightful. Sorry that the needles are hitting the table. And then I have my Hello Lavender Above the Cloud stitch marker on here. It's pretty cute. And then my beginning around is my Dinner Rain stitch marker. And this is the, I don't remember what the name of it is, but her stuff is gorgeous. I really like all of Dan Moraine's things. Make sure to keep up with her stuff. And I'm hoping that while I hope she does really well at Flock, I hope she has some stuff left. So she'll do an online update too, because I really want it. I really want her stuff. And I don't live close to Washington. I don't live, or Oregon, or wherever the Flock Festival is. It's in the West Coast, or west side of the United States. I live in Tennessee, so it's the East. And I'm too far and too broke to go to Washington to go to the Flock Festival. But yeah. Okay, so for my conundrum with this sweater, literally makes me so mad. I freaking did purl stitches for literally the whole sleeve and a little bit on the body. See that? You see all of that? And I don't know why I have stuff all over it, I'm sorry, but it drives me crazy. Literally drives me crazy that I did that. So I'm gonna make that the back. This is gonna be the front, so I only have to see it on the sleeve compared to seeing it on the body itself when I look down. But it's really great. I think I have 5 inches now, so I'm pretty close to starting the ribbing. It's 10 inches for the ribbing, but that's progress I've done since Saturday, pretty late Saturday. So I've been working on it non-stop pretty much. It has been my primary project since I finished the socks. I don't know what I did, but you see what I did with the needles? I don't know what I did, but it's literally driving me crazy. I'll have to figure this out later, and hope I don't lose stitches on the way. But yeah, what do you think about my issue? Do you think it's fine, or should I rip it back? I'm not gonna rip it back, but I really considered it. But I ripped this thing out several times over, and I just don't feel like ripping it out again. I just can't. I can't make myself do it because I ripped it out several times. But season sweater by Ozetta, highly recommend. Super cute. Don't know yet about how I feel about the decreases in the arm. Hopefully mine looks better than what others people's looks like. I don't know. I just find that they look funky, but hopefully they look okay. And it's raglan, so I like that. And yeah, really excited. This is a super expensive sweater, so I'm hoping it turns out well. I hope I have enough yarn. I think I do. Hopefully I do, because I bought literally the yarn specifically for the sweater, but I didn't check my gauge or anything, so hopefully it's not too off where I run out of yarn, because I think it'd be very difficult to find some Ennis Moore laying around, because it's a gorgeous colorway. And I was highly inspired by her. She got a sample knit of this in Ennismore, so that's my inspiration for that. So that is a work in progress. Another work in progress is the Camisole number 5, I believe, by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I don't know why I stopped in middle of a row, but not much to write home about. Just did the provisional cast on. That is another stitch marker from Forge Charm, Maria, and the little ones are from a set from one of her more recent updates. But yeah, so this is Knitting for Olive Dusty Blue Whale in the Cotton Merino, and I'm knitting it on US 1.5 needle, I believe. Yeah, 2.5 millimeter. And I believe this is a size down from the needle it calls for in the pattern, but I really can't remember. I just followed suit of the other podcasters that I saw that were working on this. I believe NE Knits worked on this. High Fiber Knits, she did this one not too long ago, probably a while back though, really. And I just read a lot of project pages, and they used this one for the Cotton Merino. Now I bought this for the Summer Souffle by Lauren Penrose, but I'm just not in the mood to do that, so I'm gonna do this. And yeah, so cute. I have like 8 times 4 is like 36, 32, something like that. I'm really bad at math. Yeah, I think it's 30 something, I believe, before I go on to the next part. So yeah, not much to say, but I am in the middle of the row, so don't know why I did that to myself. Don't know why I didn't just finish the row. It is wholly though see-through, so I'm hoping there's not too much negative ease, but we'll see. I believe this is a size 4, I think, or the size 3. I don't remember, but this is my first game and I've got that much left, so just cruising along. Not much to say, but it's hanging out in this bag as well. Okay, so underwhelming whips from here on out, because everything else is just kind of like a willy-nilly cast on. Let's see, just did start this. This is the Ruby and Roses yarn. I can't remember. It was one of her like discontinued ones that she's doing, so it was on sale. And it's such a gorgeous colorway, and that is the contrast. But I literally just did cast this on. I'm using my Addy Flexi Flips. This is US 1.5, I believe. It's the needle. Yeah. And I literally just did start it. And it's a toe up. It's the DRK Everyday Socks by Andrea and Mowry. And this is it so far. I really love this yarn. Her yarn, I believe this is the 85 superwash merino, and then 15% nylon and 4-ply. So it's pretty plump and luxurious. But yeah, don't have much to say because I literally just did cast it on. And yeah, pretty cute. Really love this yarn. Sarah loves wool. I don't remember her name exactly, but she knits with a lot of Ruby and Roses yarn and inspired me, and she was having a sale, so I thought, why not go ahead and buy one from her. And this is a bag. I don't believe I showed you this, because this is from the Middle Tennessee Fiber Festival, one of like the traveling like yarn van things. The only gripe I have about it is it did not come with a handle, and the strings used for this broke in half a second. I wish you would have used rope, so it wouldn't have broke, but that's whatever, but it's K2 Together is the name. And I just had to add the handle because I didn't have one, and I could not use this bag without the handle. But I believe this is Liberty fabric or Moda. I can't remember which, or maybe neither, but I really liked it because it was the just nice flower, and then duck canvas for the bottom. But that is where the Ruby and Roses yarn is hanging out at the current moment. Let's see. Literally everything is such a mess. It's really ridiculous at my life. But I'm trying to think if I have any other cast-ons to show you. I haven't worked on this in a hot minute, but this is the Morning Coffee Socks by Kay. This is from the Yarnable box back in I don't remember. I thought I had wrote it down somewhere, but I guess I didn't. Yeah. From a box back in 2022. Did the half mount that she said, in the gusset decreases, US 1.5, and the stitch stoppers are from Denim and Rain. Let's see, I thought Daryl was home, but he's not. Put that down though, haven't really worked on it. I do have another sock whip somewhere that I have made decent progress on. I can't remember the pattern name though. I hope I had it written down, but I don't think I did. I believe this is like my favorite sweater socks or something like that, or cozy sweater socks. I don't know. I bought it in a sock bundle. Did the German twisted cast on. Did it for my boyfriend, so I believe this is like 72 stitch cast on, and it has these nice cables. And I believe I'm doing this repeat. Well, I'm doing it like 2 more times, I think, before I start the cuff. But this is with Woolberries. One of her collective colorway months, I got a sock set. So it's got like a purplish or like a lighter gray or something like that for the contrast color. And it's just got black specks and stuff in it. I don't know where the tag is, or I would tell you the color name. But yeah, so I believe that's really all of the actual whips I have going on. Well, I kind of have this sprinkle sock happening, kind of, sort of. It's just in limbo right now, because I really don't think I'm happy with the brown that I decided to do as the contrast color. So I might just rip these out and restart them, because I didn't get far. But I believe it was the sprinkle sock pattern. That is with CraftmeKnot yarn, I do believe. I think it's jam, and then the actual brown color, I believe, I don't 100% remember, but I think it is one of Explorer Fiber Knits, like a random colorway I got off her winter market collection. So I don't know, but those are probably going to be ripped out and restarted in some sort of way. A lot of stuff I have ripped out lately. I started the Cumulus Blouse by Petite Knit in the CraftmeKnot Silky Yak Fingering in the color Soil from her Homestead collection, and I lost count of what I was doing. So I ripped those out. I ripped out for like the 2nd or 3rd time. And I thought I'd pick it back up again after I finish like the season sweater or the Camisole number 5, whatever, tomato. So ripped that out, so I can't show you that. I almost did a whole baby sweater. Don't know if I remember, like, if I actually told you about that from the last episode. It was like the Dahlia or something like that. Whole baby cardigan. Almost finished the entire like yoke portion. Ripped it out because I was doing it wrong. The framework bralette by Jessie Mae Designs. Literally almost finished with the entire 1 cup. So I've already knit the ribbing, the major like piece from like the edge of the cup, so like the strap pretty much. Did all that work and realized I had my count wrong somehow, and the stitches weren't lining up like they should. So I ripped it out, and it's looking funny, but this is with Yarnbee, like their tonal, like their hand-dyed yarn, sort of. I believe this is the color Basil, and it's a DK weight pattern, so I'm holding it double, and this has been in my stash for the longest time. And yeah, so had to rip it out. I'm gonna restart it sooner or later. It was a pretty quick knit. Like, it really didn't take me that long to get to the point I was at, but it was just really frustrating because I got far when I realized it just wasn't working out. But yeah, I believe I got this yarn on clearance as well, and it's living in my Dim and Rain cute small stitch bag, one of like the mushroom ones from Mushroom Update, and it's super cute. So that's just waiting for me to cast it back on again. And I think that's all the stuff I've ripped out so far. I'm sorry if this has gone yellow for some reason. I think my battery is dying, so that's probably why. But what can I show you? I've got quite a few things I could show you. I'll probably be really quick about it. I do have yarn already wound up for the April cardigan, and I'm going to do that in the CraftmeKnot Rosemary, and I love it. This is the non-superwash sock, and I believe the mohair I'm going to haul with it. It's beautiful. I also got the handmade and the sock base because I wanted to make a pair of socks out of it. I thought that'd be really cute. The Woolberry had a mystery pack from her Caboose collection, so I got the mohair, and I don't remember what the other colors are. There's like a yellow, a brown, and another one, but I don't know where it's at. One of the collective pink lemonade stand. Got the sock set for that, really cute. Let's see, another Ruby and Roses yarn, potpourri and wax seal, because it was on sale. I literally have so much stuff that I bought. Bought several skeins of Gnomish Fiberworks, the color Netherlands, and the Manicore lace. I bought this while I was at the Fiber Festival. Also bought like a brown yarn from her too at the Fiber Festival to maybe do a baby sweater, or I don't know what I'll do with it. Like trying to think of what else I can show you. I've got quite a few different things. Oh, here's one of the other ones. If I haven't showed you that one yet, might have. I don't know why this skein is coming undone. I literally have done nothing to it to make it do so. I'm about to literally just kind of ball it up. But I bought this at the yarn shop in Gatlinburg, and it is the Fiber Co. Mountain Ash is the color name. And I don't know how well of a hat this is going to be, but he wanted a hat. It's DK weight. It's 60% wool, 20% alpaca, 20% silk. And it's kind of tweedy. He wanted a hat out of it. Daryl did. And also got this yarn to make him a hat. This definitely will be a good one. It's 100% like British wool, spun in Yorkshire. And it is a Dovestone, natural Aran. And this is the shade 2 in the lot Armley. And it's pretty neat. I think that'll be a good hat. But yeah, I don't know if it like goes out of focus when my yarn battery, or not yarn, yarn battery says it's low, but it keeps going lower and lower and lower. It's at 10% now. So I need to kind of wrap it up, I guess. My voice is really giving out on me. I don't know how people talk for so long to a camera, because I sure can't without my voice wanting to go kaput. But yes, oh, also I'll show you it really quick. is I bought this yarn, which is BioBalance by BC Garn. 55% organic wool, 45% organic cotton. I believe it almost has the same yardage, but it is a 4-ply, I believe. Or the same ply, 3-ply, something like that. I don't know. To match the Cami number 9 by my favorite knitwear that she just released. This is just like a black, and I was really inspired by hers. So I got yarn to make that while I was there. But yeah, so that's a lot of yarn, a lot of stuff. I buy a lot of stuff. I did buy, so I was going to tell you about that earlier. I went ahead and bought the Ruby and Roses yarn advent calendar. So that'll ship November. I also have Woolberry's sock like advent thing, which is not even advent, it's just a mystery sock skein sock set from her. That'll be shipping later this year sometime, I don't know when. And then I have a order, I believe this is all the yarn that I'm expecting to come in now. I've tried to dial back my yarn purchases, not so well, but I have. From CraftmeKnot, from her in-stock update, like a pretty, kind of like a pinkish purple color, with like a nice summer sock base, not sock base, but like a summer base to make some sort of shirt tee out of. And then her t-shirt, I really wanted a sweatshirt, but hard to think about getting a sweatshirt in the middle of summer. But really cute. I love her logo and stuff, so I'm really excited to have her t-shirt. And then hand balm from Tufton Woolens, because I haven't got one of theirs yet. Yeah, so I think that's all the yarn I have coming, but really exciting. I did burn my finger on some cheese the other day, so that's why I have a band-aid on so I can keep knitting. I have really loved my garden this year. These flowers aren't the freshest, but my zinnias, they are coming along. My sunflowers are also blooming, but I haven't really cut those yet. I only cut one, but they're all really coming in like today, this weekend. So I just haven't been out there to trim more, but I really love my zinnias. I love my little flower garden. I have some dahlias too, but they haven't bloomed yet or anything because I planted those pretty late in June. So yeah, that's it for now. I hope I have more to show you next time. I definitely should. I'm hoping I at least finish the season sweater, or the body at least, and get a lot of progress done on my Camisole number 5, and then even cast on a new sort of top. But it was fun to talk to y'all, and I hope y'all have a good rest of the evening. Bye.